Hi everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ella and I film videos all about my university experience and my life. And lots of other things too, but that's too long to put into an intro. So I used to film girl talk videos all the time. Like, it used to actually be my thing. If you go back on my channel, I filmed so many girl talk videos, sometimes with friends, sometimes on my own. And basically, I just want to bring them back because they are my favourite kinds of videos to watch and my favourite kind of videos to film. So this week's girl talk topic is body confidence. Now, I feel like every girl, mother, grandmother, daughter, son, husband, dad, I feel like everyone's got a story when it comes to body confidence. And I feel like everyone's got some sort of journey when it comes to being confident in their own skin. I know that I've definitely been on a whirlwind of emotions when it comes to my body confidence. So to start this series off, I headed over to my Instagram and asked you all to give me topics and questions and assumptions all about body confidence, and you guys came through as always. Thank you very much for your questions to anyone who sent one through. The first question that I got is, how are you so confident? And I don't know, I was actually really touched when I got this question, because I think it is, like, obviously that is a massive compliment for someone to call you confident. But the truth is, I have not always been this confident. I've always been very loud, very outspoken, I guess I come across quite confident. I've always been very bubbly, very chatty. But in terms of my body, I have gone on a roller coaster in terms of learning to love my body that I'm still on, if I'm completely honest. I did upload a video last year all about my weight loss journey, where I lost 2 stone in 2 months. After having put on 3 stone in 6 months, which is obviously a lot of weight to put on in a short amount of time. That journey in and of itself has changed me fundamentally in terms of body confidence. So this time last year, I was 2 stone heavier than I am right now, and I was absolutely miserable. I was so insecure and so embarrassed of my body that I wouldn't even get changed in front of my boyfriend. I wouldn't let my boyfriend hug me around the waist. I would literally wear like certain types of clothes just so you couldn't see like my belly, and like things that would make my thighs look better. And like I turned into a person that I just wasn't. Like, I've always been such a fun-loving, just like free-spirited person. My lack of body confidence turned me into a completely different person who I just did not recognise at all. I think body confidence takes a long time to learn and an even longer time to believe, if that makes sense. Do you know what? It's very easy, if I'm going to be honest, it's very easy for me to sit here and tell you all the ways to be body confident. But in actual fact, like, I am just as insecure as any other girl. Like, I will go into the Topshop changing rooms and feel just as insecure when I'm buying a new pair of jeans because of those ugly lights that like shine down. I'll feel just as insecure as anyone else. I used to talk to myself in such an awful way. Like, literally, I literally remember thinking, oh, I'm disgusting. Like, why would anyone want to come near me? I'm disgusting to look at. So when I came home from uni last year, I actually didn't want to go out and see any of my friends because I put on so much weight. I didn't want to go out and see anyone in case they saw me and thought, oh my god, like, she is such a fat cow, like, she is so massive. It made me really sad. Basically, I thought this is a very long answer to your question, but basically, I'm not there yet. Body transformation is one thing, but a mental transformation is another thing that I think is possibly more important than the actual weight loss itself. It's the way you talk to yourself that's important. Any tips for helping to create a positive mindset about your body? So my tips for creating this positive environment inside your head. I think the main thing that you need to be focusing on, if you are struggling with the way that you view yourself and the way that you look at your body, you need to think about the environment that you are creating in your head for yourself. And what I mean by that is, like, you need to actually think about how you talk to yourself. I think the thing is learning to see your body for what it is and like be grateful. You know what, I'll give an example. My biggest insecurity is my legs. When I was in year 7, I think it was like the first day of summer school uniform, and I was wearing a short skirt, well, not a short skirt, like a school skirt, and I was walking through the playground, and I'll never forget it. One of the boys across the playground shouted "Thunder thighs" from across the playground, and honestly, ever since that day, my thighs have been the biggest insecurity ever. Like, I'm so insecure about them, but like, I'm still insecure about them, but I think nowadays I appreciate them for what they are. Like, they take me where I want to go, they allow me to get places, they allow me to walk up the goddamn massive hills on my campus, which literally just last forever. And they're not perfect, and there's definitely people who have much nicer legs than me, but these are my legs, and they keep, you know, I'm grateful for them, basically. My other two things would be to pull yourself up on the way you speak to yourself, and to consider if the way you speak to yourself is the way you would speak to your best friend or your mum or your daughter or your sister. Like, would you call your best friend disgusting because they were wearing a short dress and they thought their legs looked fat? Like, no, you wouldn't. You just wouldn't, because they're your best friend and you care about them and you love them. In the same way, you should care about yourself and love yourself enough and give yourself the respect to not talk to yourself like that. And that is one of the biggest things. It is learning when to respect yourself and actually go, no, I don't deserve that. So the next question is how to stop comparing yourself to girls on Insta and the bikini body. So Instagram, so I actually did a post on Instagram about, you know, the reality of Instagram last week. And to be honest, Instagram is a very, very, very fake place. Obviously, like, I am part of the culture in that I post on Instagram every day. So I am, you know, active. I suppose I actively participate in the culture if I'm part of it. But I think you have to appreciate that if you take everything on Instagram for gospel and you believe everything you see to be exactly what it is, you're never going to be happy. Instagram is literally just visual. You don't hear what the person's saying, you don't see how long it took to take the photos or if they're edited. Or no, you don't know what's going on, like, behind the lens, if that makes sense. You only see that very split second where that moment was taken, that photo was taken. I think the thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, don't compare yourself, because I do every single day. Like, I'm human. I think something really comforting to me though is what you're looking at on Instagram isn't necessarily reality. Just take it for what it is. It's a pretty picture. It's not necessarily a pretty life. At the end of the day, Instagram is just a picture. So if you want to take it for a positive and use it as your motivation to go for a run, or use it as your motivation to, I don't know, save up for a nice bikini or save up for a nice jumper or a pair of sunglasses or whatever, then good for you. If you're using it positively, then happy days. If you're using it as something to beat yourself up with, then it is obviously a very, very, very negative thing. I love Instagram on one side because for me, it's a source of inspiration and it motivates me, and it can sometimes inspire me to have a really productive day, and like, I love it for that. But other times, you know, if you're not in a good place mentally, you can take things in a completely different way and it can actually really make you feel low about yourself. But, you know, just I think social media should always be taken with a pinch of salt, because people only see what you want them to see at the end of the day. So I've talked a lot in this video, but I hope what I have talked about is helpful. The note I want to finish on is that if you are struggling with body image or body confidence in any way, I just want you to know that you are beautiful and you are worthy, and you are not all the awful things that you say to yourself. And that's where I'm going to leave it, because that is what I wish someone told me when I was going through it. So that just about rounds up this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then my handle is @LMAHorton. Follow me on there for all the most up-to-date information on what is going on in my life. And follow me on TikTok. My handle is @LMAHorton and the last O is a 0. Comment down below if there are any more girl talk topics you would like me to cover. As you know, like, this is a really open, honest channel, so I'm happy to answer anything you want me to talk about. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!